Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video here. Like I said, I'm not a gear junkie, but I get a lot of questions and I want to give you guys my input. And I think a lot of you guys aren't really super gear junkies. You just want to know what works and what works good for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about optics for safari hunting. Optics in Africa. Because hunting in Africa is it's quite a bit different than hunting here in North America. You're not glassing for the most part. On most hunts, you're not glassing a long ways away. You're not taking your BTX spotting scope system, you're not taking your 95, your 115 Sparrow spotting scopes. You're just going to need a good set of binoculars. And you don't need a pair of 15s. For me, the 10x42s are great. Here's actually the very first pair of like a howeve I owned. Here's another set of Swarovskis with the rangefinders. Both of them have rangefinders in them. A good range finding set of binoculars is hands down the best option for Africa. 10x42s is great. In some thicker stuff, it does get a little harder to see because the magnification is too big. We'll talk about some other sizes here in a minute, but just taking a good set of binoculars, range finding set of binoculars to Africa is what works best for me and what works best for a lot of people. A lot of PHs recommend it. If you're just buying the first set of binoculars, I try to get my hands on a good set of 10x42 range finding binoculars, because then it kind of works for the whole gamut of hunting. You use them here in North America, you use them in Asia, Europe, New Zealand, all over the place. But a good set of 10x42 range finding binoculars works great. I'm a Leica and a Swarovski fan. I like both sets. Like I said, I've used these geovids have went everywhere. I had a couple other pair of binoculars that I've sold and had girlfriends end up taking pairs. So I'm kind of down to what I got here. But anyways, don't let them borrow your binoculars, boys. You'll never get them back. Anyways, back to my video here. I would just pick a nice set of binoculars, what works best for you, what fits in your budget, what works for you, what you have is what it's like the same thing with rifles. A lot of people ask what rifle do we take for plains game. The best rifle you got, the one you shoot the best, It's kind of goes like, if you can run these binoculars great, some people like different brands, different styles. The newer ones are different. Like I was just looking at a set of the new geovids. They have they're incredible. They're brown. I never realized they had like the olive green and a brown color, which is kind of cool, kind of earthy tones, which I love. But there's a lot of different options out there. You got your 10x32s, you got your 8x32s, the new Sparrows in the 8x32 EL range. It just came out. I think those would be a great pair of binoculars for Africa. Because the 8x32 or the 8x42, I think it would be great for like your more forest hunts, your Cameroon type hunts. Actually, maybe not even the forest type hunts, because we took a set of those the new ELs, the 32s over there, and we didn't even use them. I didn't even pack them. I left them in camp. I ended up selling them because I didn't use them. But maybe having a little less magnification rangefinder binocular would be great for more of your buffalo hunts where you're tracking a lot, you're getting in close on things. Those are really good stuff when you're doing like your typical plains game, especially in southern Africa where you could be glassing across canyons and stuff like that. You will glass a long ways in some parts of Africa, but typically it's not like, you're hunting coos, deer, mule deer here in the States or sheep. It's not the same type of stuff where you're glassing endless miles trying to pick up a sheep on a different ridge. There is parts of Africa, that are glassing friendly, but a lot of stuff is not. Like your Ethiopia hunts for Mountain Yala, you're going to do a lot of glassing. Your stuff in the mountain ranges in southern Africa, you do a lot of glassing. Eastern Cape type stuff, KwaZulu-Natal, you do a lot of glassing. Different places throughout the continent, you'll glass. But for the most part, you just need a pair of good binoculars because you'll be tracking a lot. Cape Buffalo, eland, elephant, tracking hunts, or you'll be sitting in blinds for your leopard or your lions. There's some foot tracking hunts for lions as well. But for the most part, like I said, a good pair of 10x42s work. Like I was talking about the 32s and the 42s. The 8x32s and the 8x42 EL Swarovskis, I think those would be great. Maybe the 8x42 would actually be a real great one for those type of hunts. A lot of the tracking stuff. So it depends on what you're doing. But like I said, just getting a pair of these 10x42 binoculars would work great. Doesn't matter the brand. You don't got to go Leica or Swarovski. I do like the glass in these. They're durable. Warranties are great. They've held up great for me. So I won't vary from these two brands myself personally. But it's just a personal preference, and yeah, just get what works good for you guys. Make a decision, fit your budget, what your goals are of hunting in Africa, and what you can use them for elsewhere in the world. And that's how I would go about buying a set of binoculars for my Africa safari. So I hope this video gave you guys some insight, a little bit of help and tips on it, and good luck on your first safari. or your next safari, and stay tuned for the next video.